What's up, guys? How you doing today? Trust you are doing good. Okay, so welcome to another module. And in this module, we'll be talking about trend line, or call them trend lines. So, guys, basically, if we are going to break this down into two rather, we have trend and then we have line. And basically, when we are talking about trend, it's basically the direction of the market, either to the upside or to the downside. And then when we are talking about the line, it's just like drawing a line that matches with what? The trend. So it's either we are drawing a line that matches with the trend to the upside or the trend to the downside. And like we all know, we have just, the market movement is we have the uptrend and the downtrend. That's the uptrend market structure and the downtrend market structure, which signifies when the market is creating series of higher highs and higher lows, or series of lower highs and lower lows, guys. So now, what is a trend line, guys? And this is one of the most popular technical tool that is being used. Like most traders make use of trend line a lot, guys. And the trend line is just an additional line that indicates the slope in a market structure. It indicates the slope. Like I said, when we are talking about slope, we are talking about the trend. So either the slope is to the upside or it's to the downside. So guys, let me just give us a quick example. So if we have a slope to the upside and then we have a slope to the downside, the trend line, this is, so if the market is moving like this, as we have a what? This is what we call the trend line. This is the trend, and then it is the slope to the what? To the upside. And then if we have the market coming, to the downside, we have something like this. Now this line here is called the trend line, and then it is the line to the downside, guys. So basically, this is just what trend line is. Okay, let me draw it in a way whereby I won't be drawing the sorry, yeah. So I can have a situation like this now, guys. I don't know why my dread is not straight, but you'd have to manage me like that. So this line we are having here, never straight, is the trend line, guys, and then this line we are having here, and this line we're having here is the trend line. So before we continue, some of you might be asking yourself, how can I draw a trend line? I want us to pay attention here. Very important, very important. How do I draw a trend line? In hearing this stuff, trend line. How can I draw a trend line? Basically, guys, to draw a trend line, we just have to do like just 2 to 3 things. And the number one is what we locate. Okay, let me tell us before I type it. Basically, we have to locate 2 major tops, which is also known as a peak, and then or 2 major bottoms, which is also known as a trough, and then we connect them together. This is number one important, very, very important tool. This is a very, very important tool on how to draw a trend line. So, guys, I said we have to locate 2 major tops, also something known as a peak, and then we connect them together. We major bottoms, and then connect them together. Guys, please just pay attention. I'll be giving us charting examples. So it's very, very easy actually. It's very, very easy. You understand to draw a trend line. Then number two, we have to check if the trend line is relevant to current market condition. Market condition. Some people call this like Jeffrey Benson, he calls this the relevancy test. You understand? You have to be you have to make sure that this chart, this current trend line is relevant to the current market behavior. Because what's the essence of drawing a trend line if it's not going to be relevant? You understand? And then three, very important, do not cross trend line. Yes. You don't force the trend line. So guys, with these three things now, we are going to go into the chart and then we are going to draw the trend line. But before we continue, it's also important to just have two types of, the types of trend line. So we'll just do all of them one together. We have types trend line. We have the uptrend, just the uptrend, and then downtrend. You should be familiar with this term now because this is basically how it works, you understand? So we don't have to force a trend line. We have to, the trend line is, we have to like check if it's relevant to the current market behavior. And thirdly, we have to locate, first, we have to locate two major tops, and then connect them together. And guys, like we know, when the market is creating series of higher highs and higher lows, it's on an uptrend. And if it's creating series of lower highs and lower lows, it's on a downtrend. And this is just type of way we draw a trend line. That's why it's called a trend line. That's why it's called a trend line. And guys, it's very, very important we note that you can draw a trend line any time frame, guys. Like any time frame. Like any time frame. So we'll go into the chart now. Into the chart, and let me see. Go into the chart now. This looks first. Okay, guys, so this stuff is still loading. The chart is still loading. Like I said, you have to understand that it takes two tops, two bottoms to locate the trend line, and then it takes a third one to confirm it. I wanted us to go into the chart before we do that, but this stuff is just taking time. I don't know why. So I'll just add up this one. Add this one. It takes two tops. Takes two tops, bottoms to confirm. Sorry, to create a trend line. Take the third touch. So guys, you want to know that when there are two lines, a trend line is valid. But then before we can use a trend line to trade or to take it as a trade, it has to connect with the third touch. It makes three to confirm it. And then two. It takes two to do what? It takes two to form a trend line. It takes three, to confirm it. So let's just look for a market that is trending. So we can just do okay. So guys, just take a look at this. We had here. This is an uptrend, right? It was creating series of what? Higher highs and higher lows. So we had something like this. This is one. This is two. And then since these two already confirms it, so it's a valid trend line, then these three already forms it rather, then this third one confirms it. So as it's giving me a third touch, I could choose to enter from this zone. So guys, let's look for more example. I don't know why. Let me check if my trading view has I want to work with the trading view. So now stuff is really hanging on. Let me see this stuff. So let's so we had the first touch, we had the second touch. Automatically we have the value trend line. Then the third touch confirms it, guys. Third touch confirms it. So let's look for more examples. Okay, so guys, we had one, we had two. Trend line is formed, then the third one confirms. So automatically, guys, this we are still doing from the bottom. You understand? That's the trough. Because this is an uptrend. So once we get to a downtrend market, now we'll be connecting from the top. So I just hope we are really getting this. We're really getting it. And also it is important to know that you can draw the trend line from any time frame, guys. Any time frame, like any time frame at all. If you're on the 1 hour time frame, it just depends on the type of trader that you are. Okay, so let's just take a look at this. So we had a top. Okay, I want us to use this. Stressing it. Just make it like this. Yeah, so okay, cool. So we had we are not forcing any trade here, or we are not forcing any line here. So guys, we drew from here. We had the first, a peak, the second, a peak, the third. Boom. I hope we are really getting this. So basically, this is basically how to draw a trend line. We connect the tops and the bottoms, you understand? 3. Once it's 3, then we are good to go. Once it's now up to 3, and we are not forcing anything, guys. Just take, for example, this one. Something like this. So we connected 3 tops, guys. Hope you are seeing the way it's being respected. We had 1, we had 2. It's already confirmed the trend line. And then the top touch. We had this. So guys, this is basically just how to draw a trend line. So there is also another thing I want us to note about the trend line, which is very, 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 very important. Very, very important, guys. Hope I'm recording this stuff. Another thing I want us to take note of is this. We have 2 ways we do trade the trend line. Okay, I'll just clean some of these stuffs. Then, so if you are writing it, you could just check later. 2 ways. We have 2 ways we trade. We have 1, the bounce. 2, we have the break. Guys, just like the way we did the explanation we had on the support and resistance, guys. This is just basically the same thing. And under the break, it's very important that we have a direct break. And then so we have the break, retest. We have the break and retest. So guys, the way, when we are talking about the break, let me just give us an example. So if this stuff is on, let's say, an uptrend, as much as it's touching the line, our trend line is still valid here. Yeah. But then, because whenever it touches it, it bounce off. You understand? It bounce off. But then if it's coming down, and instead of bouncing on the trend line, it got broken. And then continue going to the downside. That's the direct break. But then the break and retest is when it got broken. Retest that same trend line and go down. So I don't want to draw a lot because I don't want this to be pretty long. But guys, let's just go to the chart. Let me just show us what we are talking about. Because I love, like you all know, I love practical. So at least, like the examples we've been giving is basically the break. It's basically the break. When the trend line breaks through. If you're not using the premium version, that's how they pump you, stress you, and stop with ads and all of that. Okay, guys, so let's say we connected this trend line. Okay, cool. So now I just want to explain the break and the bounce stuff. I don't know why this stuff it's really slow for my head. So we had 1, yeah. Let's say we had 2, yeah. And then because we are not forcing, this stuff is not touching. Coming. Cool. So we have 1. We have the second touch confirmed. Then the third touch, boom, to the downside, and then it came back, and then probably gets into the 4th touch. it did what? It was supposed to bounce, but then it broke out, right? And then, guys, it consolidated and came back to retest this same trend line before continue what? Going up. So that's just the concept of breakout and retest, guys. That's the bounce and the break and retest. When a trend line does not hold, it tends to, to just break the trend line and then retest that trend line. It's just like when a support is being broken. The trend lines also serve as support and resistance, but this is a downtrend. So it's a downtrend support and resistance. So it broke through. It broke through it and then can discover it came to retest it. It came to retest it and you see the movement to the upside, guys. You see the movement to the upside. So basically, this is just how breakout and retest works. And sometimes there are times whereby it just, breaks the trend line and it tends not to retest it. You understand? That's just like the direct break. Okay. So here, let me just draw this one. Look too good for me though. Too good for me. Okay, well, let's say this would have been 1, should have been 2, and then 3, and then we have, see the movement, guys. So basically, this is just how bounce the break. Okay, let's say for example we had, sometimes when it's getting to the third touch, the trend line gets broken. You understand? So what do we do then? Wait, sometimes it retests, sometimes it doesn't. But any of the way we just you just have to trade it. So guys, just take a look at this for example. I hope we are paying attention. This is 1, this is 2, and then this should be the third one, but then the price broke through and then consolidated, retested, boom, to the upside. So guys, that's just it about trend line. So this is basically how to draw a trend line. It doesn't need to be difficult or complex. It's just very, very easy. So guys, you can just practice and then make some examples on your own and then search for more. I don't want to give us much examples, but with this, you should be able to look out for some things yourself. Yeah, so guys, this would be the end of this module. See you guys in another module. Thank you. Bye.